evening, everybody. Welcome to News Wrap Up on Aspheric TV. I am Dayo Olujuwon Ekuni. Good evening, Uncle Mustilala.
Good evening, Dayo.
Yeah, how's been your day?
It's okay.
Well, finally, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria signed the bill, the electoral
congratulations, Nigerians.
Congratulations, but an exemption. President Buhari today he expressed his rejection of Section 84. Well, that's number 12 of the signed electoral law, saying it runs contrary to the nation's constitution. Well, this is as the president said that the Electoral Act Amendment Law 2022 holds a whole lot of promise for improving the election processes in the country with introduction of new technology and efforts to engender clarity and transparency. At a signing ceremony, that's a signing ceremony of the Electoral Act at the Council Chambers Presidential Villa, Abuja, President Buhari told the National Assembly to immediately commence the process of amending Section 84, number 12 of the law in order to delete it, noting that it disqualifies political office holders from voting or being voted for at conventions or congresses of any political party for the purpose of the nomination of candidates for any election. Of course, he signed it, but he has ordered that they delete the Section 84 because it's contrary to the Constitution. Yes.
Well, he did the right because by the Constitution, every adult Nigerian is eligible to be voted for and to also vote. So, because of some individuals serving as either minister, director, or whatever, doesn't exclude them. These are public servants on appointment. You understand? They are not like career civil servants. They are being a political appointee is just a kind of a temporary thing, whereby they are eligible to vie for any public office. That is according to Constitution. But what the Electoral Act signed into law wanted to do was like to stop them. It's either they resign from their post, their position, before they vie for any public office, or they stay put. President Muhammadu Buhari did the right thing.
Well, thank you so much for that. Well, the Kaduna State Commander of the Nigerian Police has announced the arrest of a 35-year-old woman, Ajiya Fatima Alhaji, suspected to be an informant for bandit terrorists. Apart from this, the woman is also alleged to be the charm supplier for the bandits. Luck, however, ran out of her when police operatives acting on intelligent information arrested her in Dan Musa local government area of the state on February 13th. Well, the spokesperson of the Kaduna Police Command, Isa Gambo, made this development known on Thursday, that's today, while parading the suspect. Isn't it strange for you to have a woman being an informant to bandits?
I don't think it's strange, because some of us that will follow this issue of insecurity, a lot of women have played a role, certain roles, some weird roles. For instance, like a woman in Katsina supplying bandits, women, including her own daughter. This is something weird, you understand? In this case now, she's serving like an informant to the bandit, which is, to me, is much more lesser compared to that woman that even her own daughter, to offer her own daughter to be used by the bandit. You know, it's still as if we have not really come to terms with the enormity of this problem that we are grappling with. You understand? They have been declared terrorists. They are no more bandits. They are still bandits, but their activities is now categorized as terrorist. Up to now, we are yet to see a situation whereby treatment method on terrorists should be meted on them too. You understand? By the time you discover that we, for instance, like Boko Haram now, even by mere play, nobody would like to say, okay, to be called Boko Haram. You You understand? Just a mere play to say you are calling someone Boko Haram. He will feel offensive that you are calling him a name that has some implication. The implication here is not just people around him, but by law. You understand? So we are talking about this bandit. These people, just like yesterday, El-Rufai said, the heinous crime committed by bandits supersede that of what is happening, what Boko Haram are doing in the northeast. So it means up to now we have not been able to get it right that look, these guys are terrorists. If they are giving them that terrorist treatment, this kind of woman should be wary of whatever thing she will do with people of that kind of character. That is the issue. You understand? Bandits, they have constituted a lot of problems, security challenges, killed a lot of people, including security officers and military officers. You understand? So by now, they have been declared terrorists November last year. It has been gazetted by law. So by now, what we are expecting is whoever has a thing or two to do with them should be afraid of the law. But till now, nothing of such. This woman, many others are still roaming around in the society. And
not just women, I'm sure children also will be involved.
There was a particular incident that someone was kidnapped, and the man said he went to pay ransom. That when he went to pay ransom, he was directed to, after Lokoja, there is a village there, they call it Osara. That when he got to Osara there, they were calling him that, look, don't involve police, go to Osara. When you go to Osara, go to back of one truck. You will see one young boy there, hand over the this thing. A young boy, the man said he came, he saw a boy of around 11 years old, and he gave this thing to. So that is to tell you that, look, these people are well connected, they are well networked. You understand? So, but being well networked, they operate by the people in the society, feeding them with the information they need to survive and continue to thrive on the banditry and criminality on innocent people.
Well, that's so bad, but we hope, we pray for peace, and we pray for positivity.
This thing it requires practical. This is about practical reality. Prayer is somehow spiritual. That spiritual angle, we should leave it to the spiritual angle. But we are talking about practical now. Government must exert its power as a government. Show example, deter people from committing crime.
Well, we hope the government gets strength to do that. Well, the Lagos High Court sitting in Ikeja on Friday sentenced Kidnap Kingpin Chukwudu Meme Onwu Amadike, popularly known as Evans, to life imprisonment on a 2-count of conspiracy and kidnapping of a businessman, Donatus Duro. Well, Justice Hakeem Mushodi on Friday today also sentenced 2 of his co-defendants, Uchenna Amadi and Okechukwu Nwachukwu, to life imprisonment. Well, the judge held that the prosecution has successfully proved the charge against the 3 convicts beyond a reasonable doubt. He concluded that the evidence tendered before the court, especially their video confessions, corroborated their guilt. The court discharged and acquitted Ogechi Uchechukwu and 2 former soldiers of the Nigerian army, Chilaka Ifeanyi and Victor Abuba, for lack of sufficient evidence linking them to the crime. At least we should commend our Nigerian police force.
But if you want to commend Nigerian police force, there is one name that is behind this guy's arrest. We are talking of Abakari. So who was his IRT led the team that posted this guy. But
we shouldn't doubt that Abakari did things.
He did a lot. He did
in the Nigerian police force.
So you discover that IRT was a Sussex to some extent. Not to some extent, to a larger extent, it was a Sussex. You understand? So sadly, Abba Kyari that's supposed to be around to commend, to say, okay, kudos to my men for doing this wonderful job. He himself is now languishing in the NDLA detention because of a crime he committed, he alleged to have committed. Understand? So, at least, let's commend the judiciary, the police, and the judiciary. At least they have done a wonderful work. Evans.
He's a billionaire kidnapper.
He's a billionaire kidnapper. His ransom, he collects his ransom in dollars. He doesn't take local currency, take in dollars. There
was even a time his wife was begging that is pardoned. I mean,
it's something that is because of it seems as if she doesn't know.
She doesn't know about
the gravity of the offense he committed.
I don't know. I don't know about that aspect. But what if she knows? What if she knows about it? And
no.
What if she doesn't know?
She doesn't know of his crime. She only got to know about his crime after his arrest. It's like based on what they said. His family, they were living in Ghana, so they only come to Nigeria during festivities, and they are not living with him in Nigeria here. And he usually travel over there, or they come here during Christmas and New Year festive period. So she wasn't in the know of his crime syndicate. So, but it's unfortunate. A lot of people, a lot of these criminals, they have good wives. They put their wives into sorrow, sad. So what do we say?
I just feel so sorry about the incident when it comes to her, because I can imagine how she feels right now with our children. Of course, they have children, more than one children.
I think they have like four.
Yes,
of them.
more than one. So it's a very, very. I feel so sympathetic right now.
Well, this will send signal to at least the judgment. The judgment lasted for about 3 to 4 years, thereabout. At least this will send strong signal to criminals outside there that look, whatever the crime you commit, no matter the time it takes you to evade arrest, nemesis will still catch up with you, law will still catch up with you, and you'll be put behind bar. Today is Evans, tomorrow it could be another person. Many of these kidnappers, they are outside there. Law will still catch up with them.
I mean, talking about the children of the man right now, what do you expect? I mean, what does he expect his children to do? How does he expect them to live their lives? Having a father who is a kidnapper, I mean, convicted, yes, sent to life imprisonment. I mean, it's so pathetic.
We Nigerians is part of our DNA that look, we have thick skin for whatever situation that we find ourselves. So I believe now today with this judgment now, probably they were like hoping that he will get a lesser judgment, but this one is about life imprisonment, whereby they don't know whether he's coming out alive. They don't know whether he will be granted a kind of a parole or pardon by the government. Don't know whether he's coming back again. So a month already, since 3 years ago, his family, they have been living without him. How they survive, nobody know. So they will still survive. They'll keep on surviving. You understand? It's just that there is this psychological feeling that, look, my dad is in prison. Not just in prison because of something else, but kidnapping. Criminal. That tag is already wearing that he's a criminal. He's a kidnapper. It will certainly have adverse effect on the children and the
children,
wife.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for that, Uncle Mustilala. Well, Nigerian singer Aziz Adesina Fashola, popularly known as Naira Marley, has reacted to the arrest of his signees by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. The fast-rising singer Oniyide Aziz, popularly known as Zino Leski, and Ilerioluwa Oladimeji, also known as Mohbad, were arrested in the early hours of yesterday, Thursday. In a series of tweets, the musician described their action as unjust, saying it is gradually becoming a pattern. Well, Naira Marley disclosed that Mohbad had been released, but Zino Leski was still in custody. Well, I think they're actually doing their job.
They're doing their job.
So if it's been proven innocent,
yeah.
they will release him.
At least,
but if it's proven
at least one of them, Mohbad, is released. If they are unjustly prosecuted, at least the NDLA will still keep the other one too. So I believe, based on the investigation, probably Mohbad is not directly involved in it. You know, they were both seen together. Doesn't mean that the drug belonged to both of them.
Mohbad.
Probably they have, during their investigation, interrogation, they now disclose it doesn't belong to me. I don't even know about it. They will release him. Then the main guy, Zinoleski, will be, I believe, eventually he will release. He'll be released.
Well, let's now move forward to Russia and Ukraine. Well, Russian forces moved into Kiev, capital of Ukraine, on the second day, that's today, of its military operation in the country. According to BBC, Ukrainian authorities said Russian troops were in the northern district of Kiev. Russian armored vehicles reportedly advanced into the capital city through the northern district. Ukraine President Zelensky has since addressed the nation and appealed to Putin to stop the assault and consider a ceasefire. Well, following this, is actually requesting for dialogue, is requesting for a direct talk over the ongoing war between. I
saw somewhere. I saw a flash, a news flash, that President Putin himself, he has already accepted that he will float and send high-power delegation to Kiev for negotiation. Probably they are all, like I told you yesterday. Both Ukraine, Russia, they are same people, same tradition. In fact, in Russia, Ukraine is being seen as a motherland. A lot of history together, over 200 years of history together. So the war is uncalled for. It's just that process of dialogue, peace and peace now elude them because the process of dialogue failed. But the war should discontinue. We must continue to appeal. The whole world must continue to appeal to both Putin and the Ukraine president. What they are doing today can easily be resolved through the table of negotiation. They can still resolve it. There's nothing that come to this world by accident. Even if it come by accident, they can still be resolved.
After all, they are related.
They are related. They are same people.
So there was no point
for war.
There's no point for war because
people losing their life.
When there is war, it affects everyone.
Everyone. We are talking. In fact, what we are saying now is this: this particular war, ongoing war, it will affect the global economy.
Yes.
We're not even looking at that. You understand? The whole world has been dealing with the issue of the pandemic, how it takes a lot of toll on the global economy, and now this. Very soon now, prices of oil will shoot up. As we are talking now, the prices of oil has gone above $100 per barrel. So I need to continue to go up like that. The adverse effect on our own side here is that when we hear that the price of oil is going high, it means we will be selling our oil at a higher price, and we will still be importing the refined crude at a higher price. You understand the technicality behind this thing? So at the end of the day, you discover that Nigerians too will suffer the consequences of that war. Because we don't have a refinery that will refine our fuel here. We are depending on importation of fuel.
So everything is interwoven.
So you discover that this war, it came at a very wrong time. In fact, there is no any good time for anything war. War is about killing. War is not about anything hugging ourselves or to love ourselves. It's about killing of human being. No better time for war. The war is uncalled for. They should cease hostilities now for the sake of humanity.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Uncle Musti, for that. Thank you, everyone, for staying with us on News Wrap-Up. Aspheric TV. I am Dayo Lujoy Kuni, and he is Mr. Abdulmalik Mustafa. Please do have a wonderful night, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook at Aspheric News, Instagram at aspheric.news, and Twitter at Aspheric News. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.